The animation begins with Gru and three of the minions driving and listening to music. They all arrived at Gru's old villain school, Lycée Pass Bond, so that they can bring in his old nemesis, Maxime Le Mal. He informed the minions about Maxime Le Mal, who is their target, as he is among the leader of the anti-villain league, and there are no rooms for errors. They all went into the building to partake in the event. Maxime Le Mal leads the other villains in mocking Gru, has been seen as a has-been in the villain community. Maxime introduced his girlfriend, whose name was Valentina. Meanwhile, the school's principal then announces that Maxime is the winner of this year's award, her favorite student. He then goes up to give his victory speech, revealing to everyone that he has enhanced himself with cockroaches' DNA so that he can be stronger. Meanwhile, Gru takes this as an opportunity to arrest him under orders of the anti-villain league. Maxime began fighting Gru, but other AVL agents drop in to apprehend Maxime, while his girlfriend Valentina slips away. Just as Gru takes his award, Maxime ran towards him but was eventually electrocuted by the agent, so Maxime swore to get revenge against Gru, no matter what, exterminating him. The next day, we see Gru at home taking care of his girls, Margot, Edith, and Agnes and Gru Jr., Lucy's new baby. We found out that Gru Jr. is not very fond of his father as he seems to be more attached to his mother, Lucy. At this moment, Silas Ramsbottom shows up at the Gru doorstep to inform him that Maxime has escaped from prison, while also delivering the message Maxime left for Gru. This is very obvious that he is on his way to get his revenge, as he knows where Gru lives, putting the whole family at risk. Silas advised everyone to relocate to a safer place, but Agnes is sad at having to leave behind her pet goat Lucky. Meanwhile, the AVL takes the minions in for a top-secret experiment. While they travel, they make a lot of noise, making the driver very mad at them. They'd all arrived at their location. The scene then cut to Silas taking Gru and his family to their new home, but they seem disappointed as the building was the least favorite in the residential area. Silas tells them that everything in the house are of a VL standard. They informed the family of their new identities as the Cunningham family. Meanwhile, Lucy is very happy at her new identity as an hairstylist. Gru believes this would be a perfect opportunity to bond with his baby boy, but doesn't feel like happening soon. Maxime and Valentine reunite with his army of super-intelligent cockroaches. Maxime begins to set his revenge plan in motion. He plans to get back at Gru by kidnapping Jr. Back to Gru new home, he begs his kid to lie about their names as it is just a little white lie that doesn't harm anyone. But his little daughters still believe it is not right to lie, as they are not supposed to lie. He commands her to lie, but she refuses. Gru had told her to be like her sister, as she lies all the time. In the town of Mayflower, Gru tries to introduce himself to his snooty neighbor, Perry Prescott, as he owns Prescott Motors, which is the biggest in the city. His daughter Poppy appears, and Gru tried to introduce his daughter to her. He then goes to take Margot to school. Just then he saw Poppy, who looked at Gru weirdly. The scene cut at the VL headquarters, where Silas had about 5 unwilling minions undergo the league's experiment, which, if all goes as planned, the experiment in return will give them powerful superpowers and turn them into mega minions. They each have unique abilities: laser vision, super strength, flight, stretching, and rock powers. We see Edith and Agnes go to a carrot class while everyone else is out. The instructor makes Agnes feel bad since she is not comfortable saying her fake name and cannot say her real name, because she doesn't want to lie. Edith retaliates by stepping on the instructor's toe and breaking it, leading to the other students cheering Edith on. Lucy seems to be enjoying her new identity as she starts her new job as a hairstylist in an affluent neighborhood. Her first client is a lady named Melora, who wants Lucy to dye her hair pink, but Lucy accidentally mixes chemicals that cause Melora's hair to burn off. In her panic, Lucy also causes a fire to the shop, which allows her a chance to run out of the building. While Maxime began his plan as he proceeded to fly his ship with Valentina. They both ride on a large road ship, which came out from the underground. Gru and his baby boy goes to Margot's school to pick her up, but his son kept on frustrating him. Just then, Margot enters vehicle while also complaining of the school kid ruining her day. Then the minions continue their play with one another. Later that evening, Poppy goes to meet Gru, while also revealing she knows who he was since she herself is an aspiring villain. She threatens to expose his identity unless he helps her with a heist, forcing him to comply with her demands. At the reveal, we see the minions who now have superpowers flex their abilities. The next day, Gru goes to meet Poppy Dad and his wife. She invites Gru and Lucy to the club outing. Maxime and his girlfriend continue to fly, and just then, Maxime narrates what caused the hatred he has for Gru. narrating to us that it all began when he and Gru were teenagers. Maxime was going to perform Karma Carmelian for the talent show. Gru sang it first and got all the attention. His girlfriend told him that maybe it was just a coincidence, but Maxime believed Gru had done this on purpose. The two eventually landed at a gas station to fill their aircraft, but Maxime's debit card doesn't seem to work. He goes to complain at the receptionist, but he seems not to be interested in whatever he has to say, so Maxime angrily pulls him over with his power. Maxime then threatened him, so the receptionist begged for his life. But just then he shot the receptionist while also turning him to a cockroach. Meanwhile, Lucy and Agnes goes for a shopping where she found Melora, the lady she ruined her hair with chemical. She chased Lucy, and they all began running, which they all eventually escape. Meanwhile, Gru Jr. and two minions to meet Poppy as they head to Lacey Pass Bond to steal Lenny, the school's honey badger mascot. We see the superpowers minions as they jump off a building trying to do hero things, as they save many individuals from bad guys and danger. But as they did so, they cause more and more chaos at the city. Silas comes to pick them up, while also informing them that their experiment has failed. Meanwhile, Gru and his crew arrived at the school, while the minions leave Gru's bag full of necessary tools on their hot air balloon. But Gru improvises with the stuff in Junior's baby bag. Once they are inside, the gang gets through the security measures as Junior gets inside the office to put off the security laser. Unfortunately for Junior, he wakes Lenny up, while Gru accidentally tranquilizes himself while trying to catch the honey badger, making the security alarm ring. After some commotion, Junior gets Lenny to calm down, and they proceed to try and leave. Unfortunately, the principal is woken up and goes after Gru. They manage to escape. Gru and Poppy get home safely, and she thanked Gru for his help and everything while also promising him that his secret are safe with her. Principal Ubelschlecht contacts Maxime and lets him know where to find Gru since Lenny has a tracker on him. Gru and Lucy later join Perry and his wife Patsy at a country club where they prepare to play lawn tennis. The girls stay at home with Junior and Poppy. At the house, the kid had fun with one another, only for Principal Ubelschlecht to shows up at the house for Lenny, but her asking for Gru is enough to tip the girls off that something is wrong. After Margot texts them, Gru and Lucy run back home, as now their cover had been blown away. Silas prepared and called the Meta Minions for rescue mission. Gru and Lucy arrived at their home, and were shocked it was just Principal Ubelschlecht who was at their house. She demanded Gru to return her pet, but he denied having it, just as Ubelschlecht uses her super wheelchair to try and attack. The family fights her and Lucy manages to briefly disable the wheelchair, but Maxime and Valentina arrive in time to kidnap Junior, while the family is distracted. Poppy come in with her vehicle and picked up Gru to chase Maxime. Meanwhile, Junior is giving Maxime a hard time as he's been too naughty. The villain uses his tools to turn Junior into a human cockroach hybrid to turn against Gru. While trying to go after Gru in the road ship, Valentina falls through the roof of the building due to the lack of vision and ship's weight. Maxime tries to use Junior to finally finish Gru. They began fighting, but when Gru was helpless, Maxime then asks Junior to push him off, but when noticed Junior isn't responding, he begins stepping on Gru's hands with the aim of making him fall off. Just then, Junior's love for his father kicks in and overpowers his roach self, allowing Junior to help Gru defeat Maxime. The villain falls to the ground, after hitting several things on the way down, while the Meta Minions arrive with help after Silas decided to send them to help Gru. After bringing Junior home, he finally calls Gru Dad. Gru also thanks Poppy for her help. The family returns home with Dr. Nefario turning Junior back to normal, and Agnes reuniting too with Lucky, her little pet goat. Gru then says he has one more thing to take care of. He goes to the Avil prison to visit Maxime and admit he did steal his victory at the talent show. Maxime is furious by all this, but he is there to make it up for him. Gru and Maxime then put on a performance of Everybody Wants to Rule the World, which is watched by all the previous villains, Vector, Mr. Perkins, Amako, Scarlet and her Overkill, Balthazar Brat, Bell Bottom, and so on, who join in a dance. The movie then came to an end. If you enjoyed a recap like this, kindly subscribe for more.